friends! Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a current favorites and fails video. Because the past, I guess, couple of months, I have not been able to upload this video. Something else had come up, whether it be moving, processing my feelings on moving, selling our tiny house, and then if you missed my last video, I kind of thought YouTube might suppress it a little bit. It was about kind of going through Hurricane Ian. I am here in the St. Pete, Florida area where it was directed to hit originally. It's been wild. I definitely have filled you guys in on a lot of like the real life stuff behind the scenes. So if you have missed those videos, I will link them above. And thank you guys so much for also just kind of wanting to know what's going on with me, especially in this new season of life for me at the moment. But all of that to say, I have not been able to get into some of my current favorite stuff that I have been trying that some of you may not even know I'm currently trying, things that I'm giving a long go at, and some things I need to be way more consistent with than I have been. So I'm kind of like, shame on me, maybe shame on the product. We're gonna find out because there are some fails in here, and there's one big fail that if you missed my last video talking about the hurricane and kind of like what was going on in my life, I did mention this at the very end of that video. It's maybe the biggest fail that I've ever had on my channel, to the point that I had to take some what feels like drastic action, but it's been over such a long span of time that it's not really drastic. I've given it as many goes as I possibly could before I just had to pull the plug on something. So we will get there when we get there. You guys know I love to do these little chatty videos with you guys all the time, so that's why I feel like this has been missing here on my channel. So grab your tea, grab your coconut milk and pineapple juice with a little bit of ice in it swirled together for a daytime mocktail. Get comfy and let's get ready to go through all of these current favorites and some serious fails together. Cheers! This list that I have in front of me actually says August/September, and now we're into October. It has just been progressively a crazy season of life for me, and I'm hearing that from you guys too. Are you guys kind of going through this like interesting life growth moment? I'm calling it growth moment so it doesn't feel like struggling, but it's just like a lot of new things that we're all just kind of going with. And I love when you guys are just kind of transparent with me and chatting with me in these videos. So where do we start? Do we start with some faves? Do we start with some fails? Because it's definitely dramatic all over the board this go round, but it's been a couple months leading up. Do you have some fun seasonal fall things in here too? Because something that I'm really excited about is being able to talk to you guys more about some home decor that I am really excited to put into my house. I've always felt like I was missing that part on my channel the past 4 years. Living tiny, you don't have the luxury of storage and space to display some fun things in your home, whether it be for the fall season that a lot of us like to decorate for the holidays, for Christmas. Adam and I love Christmas. So it's just, I'm really excited to get to pull some of those pieces into my channel now that I have the luxury of storage and space to display some of these things. All right, let's kick it back to something that I bought, I believe in maybe the beginning of August. And I wrestled with myself if I should get this because it is super expensive. I think it's like almost $80. And I think I even had like a 5 or a 10% coupon off and it was still so pricey. But how many of you guys remember me saying I love water creams, and I really wanted to try another one? I loved the Tidal water cream that I tried like 2 years ago, and I've not had another one grace its presence in my beauty space again. And Tatcha has a water cream that I saw when I happened to be in one of those Kohl's that has a Sephora in it, and I had been thinking about it for a while. I have been using this since August, but I have to be like honest, I've had so much skincare into this beauty space and things that I'm going to be talking about even in this video that I've kind of needed to be selective with what I'm trying. What do I know won't break me out, make my skin go crazy? I'm really excited in this moment to pull this water cream out right now again because I've been using it every week but not as religiously as I could be. First of all, can we talk about this packaging, how adorable it is? Because it has a spatula right on top. You're like, what is this? It's a little spatula so you don't lose it. A water cream is definitely something that looks maybe a little bit thicker in the jar, but once it goes on, it becomes like water. It just glides so beautifully into the skin. And I have found when I have used this product. And look how fluffy marshmallowy it looks on the finger, right? It looks so yummy. And then you just like work it into the skin and you see how it just dissipates, right? It just completely goes into your skin and then your skin feels a little watery. You're hydrating it. Now, as an oily skin girl with bossy pores, I'm always worried about the word hydration because, you know, we've all been told that's going to break you out, that's going to make your makeup fall over your face. This has not. And I've had this now through the summer months in humid Florida. But right now, after the hurricane, we are in this cool down, like an extreme cool down happened overnight. I think this morning it was like in the high 60s, which doesn't happen here often. And it's 74, 76. I'm getting conflicting things on different laptops, but it's in the mid 70s right now, which for a Florida girl, believe me when I'm like, that's when we're like, oh my goodness, I can pull out the chunky sweaters. I can put on anything with sleeves because I won't melt. So that's where we're at with that. But my skin this morning, as I was putting on a foundation that I'm going to talk about that I have been loving, I was like, oh, why are we patchy? Oh, why are things not blending as smoothly as they have? It's because my skin has dried out like that overnight. So, and because that's a newer thing for my skin since my hysterectomy a couple years ago, I'm still adjusting to the extreme changes with my skin. But I also think that has to do with also moving from the Midwest climate to a more humid climate over the past 4 years. I think it's like a little bit of everything. So your girl has to kind of figure out this thing. So this is going to come in clutch right now. Really enjoying this, but like I said, I hesitate to talk about pricey things like this because almost, I think this is $80. How much are you? Let me just look you up. Yeah, this is the Japanese oil-free moisturizer water cream, and the full size of this is $69, so it's $70 plus tax. That's probably where the 80 was coming from in my mind. If you wanted to do the 10 milliliter, which is the mini size, it's $22. So that's a little bit more approachable for pricing if you're curious. This is for refreshing, anti-aging, all of those amazing things, but it also is for pore perfecting. So I'm excited to see how this helps my skin this season. When this is the time, I would really need that extra love. But again, super pricey. So know thy skin. Know thy skin if it's worth the investment for you. But that's also why I'm going to be letting you know as it's now cooled down, how does it do for my type of skin? Something else that I have been trying is I got a whole line from Maelys, and I had told you about it. It's like that tightening in a jar moment. I got some for arms, for booty, for tummies. And I'll be real with you, I have tried those and they do heat up for quite some time. The one that has stuck with me the most though that I would say I use weekly is the Be Poised from Maelys. This one is specifically for the neck and décolletage area. Probably because it's the area, obviously, I notice it's more accessible. I don't have to derobe to like lube up or anything like that. But this is for the neck and décolletage firming cream. And I love putting it right here in here. Those are the areas, clearly being on camera, that's going to be top of mind for me. But it's also the area that I'm noticing some slight aging already starting in my mid to late 30s, which is fine. We're human, we're allowed to age. I've tried other things that work okay. This I think has worked pretty well. Now I don't use it as often as it says I should. It tells me that I need to use a very liberal amount on the neck and décolletage area twice a day. And you see how much I've gone through probably in about a month and a half. I have mostly focused on this in the mornings when I'm kind of doing the rest of my skincare. I'll give my neck and chest some love with this. It does heat up though, so if you have sensitive skin, now I do have sensitive skin, so I tried to be mindful. This, maybe the first few times really heated up, but after a workout, if you put on any of their creams, because I got the inner thigh, the arm and firm lifting, and the butt lift booty firming, if I put on these after even like a rigorous walk outside with the dogs, my skin, when I put this on after, will be like heating up for over an hour later. So I do need to be mindful of that. And to some people, it may not bother them as much. And it would only happen like every other time, I would say, except for like the booty one. The booty one, maybe that's where I need the most tucking, which fair. I would say that was heating up for quite some time. And I thought, okay, this should dissipate soon. And maybe it didn't for another 20 to 30 minutes. So it kind of just depends. They don't recommend working out and then putting this on. They recommend doing it when you haven't, worked out, maybe like in the opposite time. But I do think they want you to put it on AM and PM. So for me, that wasn't really, honestly, something I was thinking to do. So that's why, again, I've only been using this main one that is top of mind for me and usually once a day. But I do notice results. I do notice a difference. I do notice there's less maybe like rippling or lines on my neck, which I appreciate because I've been noticing that. So I do think that it works. It'd probably work even better if I used it as directed, but then you'd also go through it a lot faster. And this isn't super duper pricey, but it's pricey enough that makes you think about it. The Be Tight, the Lift and Firm Booty is $49. The Be Poised that I really like is $49 as well. I think all of these are $49. So that just kind of tells you it's like 50 bucks. I wanted to see how I could use it and if I would notice results. And I do notice results when I use it. But if I stop using it, obviously it kind of like after a couple of days goes back to I'm seeing some more lines there. So the more you use it, the better your results will be. And I have seen some really good results too with like the legs and stuff. I just don't think to do it as often, honestly. Oh, I forgot to bring something in here. This may be my 4th or 5th time repurchasing it. And it's mostly because I saw this and said, Adam, do you want more of this? And he was like, yeah. So we both love it. Men's skin, women's skin. It's amazing. Let me go get it out of my bathroom. So this is a product that was originally given to me in a BoxyCharm, and then I borrowed it on my own after I saw it in one of their add-ons or pop-ups. And then I can't remember if I did that one more time or not, but I feel like I've had this 3 times, and now I bought 2 more because we were at Tuesday morning. And this Kate Sommerville Goat Milk Moisturizing Cleanser is really loved in my house. I was at Tuesday morning shopping for home decor. I've recently asked you guys, where do you love to shop for home decor that doesn't break the bank? You know, things like that, because I'm trying to now furnish an entire house after living tiny. So I was out there shopping for house stuff, and I saw this on an end cap, and there was 2, 3 of them, and I was like, Adam, do you want some? And he was like, yeah. So he like grabbed a second one. He's like, we're not leaving here with just one. And they were on sale because this is pretty pricey. Tuesday morning is pretty reasonable. So anytime I can find stuff I love on a deal, I'm gonna get it. And I'm gonna tell you, yes, I bought it again because it's that good. Yeah, it's normally $44. And I think from like Tuesday morning, I think maybe it was like 18 or something like that. And so that's why we bought 2. This is a really great face moisturizer yet cleanser. And by moisturizer, I don't mean it's gonna make you look shiny or anything. It's still gonna cleanse your skin, but it gives you back some of that moisture that your skin really needs to not want to break out or feel tight or all of those things. I love this. I have sensitive skin and I'm very prone to breakouts. So the fact that this is our 4th or 5th tube tells you we love it. Okay, now I need to apply a little lip gloss and tell you about a couple of products that I'm not loving. Something I just had to break up with. I had to actually have like a little moment and break up with this. It feels so dramatic, and I just feel like I need to rip the band-aid off, talk about it so I can move on, and so we can move on here on my channel. So ridiculous. I have been a long time charmer with BoxyCharm. I've been paying for it since January of 2016. I've been dedicated. That was my first video on here. This was like the thing that got so many people interested in my channel, was the way I differentiated in doing my BoxyCharm videos, because I was doing the honest user reviews, I was doing the deep dives online, and then they grew, and then they were even better, and then we all know what happened. I mean, it was like a rise and fall of BoxyCharm, and it just breaks my heart. I'm going to get ahead of this right now before people start going, no, I only watch your BoxyCharm videos, but I am still here watching this video. I'm still going to be reviewing BoxyCharm. I still get PR as far as I know, and I will still be getting some for October as far as I know, unless somehow they've decided to off me and I don't know about it yet. I will still be reviewing BoxyCharm. I'm just going to start taking my money and putting it towards other things that I want to review, whether it's the latest Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, whether it's a latest, makeup collection or skincare or home decor that I want to bring into my channel and bring into my home and into my space. I have really kind of been limited, is the word I'm going to use, with being able to do much on my channel other than I was getting so many boxes from BoxyCharm. What I was buying, and then there were so many repetitive things and trying to see the good and stuff that maybe wasn't good. I also was very limited with space, so I couldn't keep bringing stuff in. So it just made sense to stick with the brand that I have loved, but they've changed. They've changed. It's not me, it's them. It's them. It's 100% them. And a lot of you guys have already left BoxyCharm as well. So I know this isn't like shocking news, but it still hurts my soul a little bit here that I'm not paying for the box anymore, because even when I went down from paying because I paid for everything. I was paying for the luxe, the premium, and the base. In the beginning of this year, I decided to go down to just paying for the base because I was seeing so much overlap between what I was receiving in PR that I've worked really hard to be on their PR list, and I still do a lot of videos about them. Even when I'm not doing unboxings, I still do declutters, I still do second chance videos with products I've received from them, a wide variety of things with that brand, all on my own. So they don't ask me to do that. I've still been giving them a lot of my time and attention on this channel. I just need to start pivoting to other things. And that's okay. I hope you guys will still grow with me as I kind of like veer into new things, and tell me what you want to see more of on my channel outside of BoxyCharm videos, because they will still be here, just not 2 every month now. I also feel like it's very important to now in this moment say I will be filming my Halloween special probably next week. So let me know, do you want that video to be about BoxyCharm, which the past 2-3 years, my Halloween special has been either like retrying second chance BoxyCharm makeup or, you know, adding in some of my favorites from BoxyCharm with stuff that isn't working. Do you want it to be themed about BoxyCharm in my Halloween special, or do you just want it to be all of my favorites? Do you want it to be things that maybe you haven't talked about in a long time? Old things that I haven't talked about in a while. Do I still love them? Do they still work for me? Those kind of things. What are you thinking? What would you like to see for this year's Halloween special? Because I'm going to be filming that next week, I think. I'm so excited because it takes, if you remember, like 5 days, 7 days to edit them because they are doozy videos. They eat up a lot of my time to edit on the back end because I love them so much. So tell me, what do you want the theme to be about other than Halloween? What do you want the makeup portion of it to be focused on? Tell me. I also have to say, as far as eyeshadow palettes go, I love certain brands, and Ace Beaute has always been a brand I've loved. I need to give a little bit more love and attention to this palette that I have recently received from a BoxyCharm. This is the Violet Sage palette. I went into these greens because I thought, how pretty are these bold greens? Even though the packaging really screams spring, the colors can absolutely scream fall, right? I jumped into both of those greens last week. I was definitely not vibing with the look I got. So I need to play with some more of maybe these purples, these more berry tones, maybe some pink tones for the fall time. But I was a little disappointed in these 2 shadows. I don't know why. Maybe greens are harder to create formula-wise. I'm not positive. But Juniper was a shade I was super excited for, and look how beautiful that looks, right? It's like that gorgeous army green that would be really great in fall. And maybe, I always think greens don't work well on me, but whenever I put on greens, you guys say you like it. So, I don't know, maybe it was just this one, but I need to give this some more goes because I told you guys I would try this again behind the scenes and let you know my thoughts. I'm not loving it right now, but let me try more of it and get back to you on this. Something that surprised me that I have been really liking was this brand called Make? Is it just called Make? This is their Pink Cerise Serum Balm, and it is a really big doe foot, and it's very, like, you think it's going to be vibranty pink, but it's really not as pink as it looks like it's going to be on the doe foot or in the little window here, but I really like how this hydrates my lips. I find that it has just enough of the goopiness that I personally like, that it doesn't go all over the face, but it hydrates and it lasts. I don't like when I feel like something really sucks the moisture out, that like initially applies some and then sucks it out. I really appreciate when something can stay hydrating for a while. And then you can see on here, it does give you that pink tint, but not as pink as you think it's gonna be looking at it, but I do wish it was a little deeper of a tone. I'm actually surprised with this. I was even seeking this out one day when I was like, it was daytime, I wanted a little color, but not too much, and I was like, where's that stuff? Because I can't remember the name Make for some reason, but I have been liking this. I was shocked. Also a little shocked, I've played with this a couple more times now, the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. This is something that I received in my Luxe box from BoxyCharm this past go around, and I like this so far. I know this wasn't everyone's favorite when they were buying it online originally when it first came out. I feel like one of the biggest things I heard about this palette from some of the bigger YouTubers that I follow, like Andrea Mattiliano, maybe Sam, I can't remember if Samantha March talked about this not being as good or not. I only have so many of her larger palettes. I have one that other people have said isn't that great either, so maybe that's all I have to compare it to, and the minis. But so far, in the shades I've dipped into, and I haven't been into all of them, I've really liked this. I like that the colors are very approachable for me, but also I feel like it's gone on pretty easily and layers well on itself. It may be a little choppy with the blend, so I could see that. Like, I think it goes on well, but then like as something sits for a little bit or as you move on with your makeup, I do notice it maybe being a bit choppier than I would hope it to be. But I'm still playing with this and I'm still glad I got it so far. I have something new in my collection that I am loving. And this was the thing this morning that once my skin started to dry up apparently a little bit, I was like, ooh, it's looking a little cakey. Everything's not sitting as smooth as it has when my skin had a little bit more oils to it or, I don't know, humidity in the air. So I'm gonna let you know how this works for me over the next month or so. But I have been trying this now for 3 weeks, maybe a month. I am loving the new Patrick Ta for Face Cream Foundation and Finishing Powder. I actually have a clip of me trying this on before the weather took a turn, and this may be the easiest foundation I have in my collection at the moment that works so seamlessly on my skin. I would have to do a deep dive of Googling, and I may do it right now, because this product, the component and the ease of use with this threw me back to my high school days. There was this drugstore brand that had their foundation in a very similar way. It didn't have the powder. It was just a foundation, but it was in a compact like this, that it came with a sponge and you like wipe it on your face. My friend and I, my girlfriend and I from high school, she was paler than me, so we would always go back and forth with like borrowing each other's when we got out of gym class, because it was the fastest, easiest way to put on your foundation, and it was really covering, and it made your skin look good without being cakey or dried out. Well, we thought cakey. It was high school. My bar has since risen. But you know what I'm saying. The ease of use and the lastability of the product. I couldn't get over it in high school. And now I'm sure I would think it was meh. But this is reminding me of what I thought that product was. Are you following my weird linear thought process at all? No? Okay. I'm thinking maybe it was a CoverGirl product, but I really don't know. But this is reminding me of something that I loved, and it's so good. I did use a brush in the try-on this morning because my skin has been a little bit more dry. I did go back in with a damp beauty sponge just to kind of like press in the trouble spot that is my nose and the nose creasing on the side, because I was starting to notice just some bunching on the skin, and I'm thinking it's because I need to do some more morning AM moisturizing while it's starting to chill outside. But this has become a new favorite, and I was shocked by the powder here, can I just tell you? I know I've just been reminiscing about some makeup product. I can't remember which one it was in my youth. Maybe it was Revlon. I don't know. Loving this foundation. I kind of want to get it in one more shade. Well, it's about to cool down, but I want to shade it in a little bit of a warmer shade for my skin because I feel like it's a little bit pale for me, but it's still really, really good on natural days. You can still see some freckles come through, but it gives you enough coverage that you look really good. But I have also built this up and then added some of my other favorite powders that I'm going to tell you about in a second. And this powder as well, and it just makes your skin look good all day. Like, I could wear sunglasses where you get the nose marks and everything, and the nose marks don't show up, or if they do, they're super duper faint. In the direct sun, it all looks really nice, isn't creasing. I'm super impressed with this. And I just thought, oh, well, the powder can't be that good, can it? I still use the powder every day. What I tend to do, because this didn't come with any tools, is I use a bit of a fluffier brush for the powder, and I just kind of go into it and I spread it, stippling under the eyes, kind of around the face, and then I do go into a bit of a warmer toned powder that I think also helps with the foundation in this powder potentially, but oh my golly, this is a new go-to for me. This makes my morning routine super duper fast, but super clean. Everything still looks put together in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening it's worn down a bit, but it's nothing that I'm upset about because this has been really good. I have really, really loved this. And if you're curious, the shade I currently have is Light 1. I might try one more step up if it were me doing it again. But I could also see this working pretty well in another month because, you know, fall's here, y'all. And the thing about things being a little bit cooler is you can always warm them up with powders and bronzers. It's when it's too dark, you can't go the opposite way. That's why I tend to lean a little lighter when I'm ordering things online, just to be sure. I also did use this compact foundation in my last video because it was a get ready with me video while I was telling you about my hurricane preparations and what was going on here in Florida. So you can even see me use it live in action in that video too. The powder that I wasn't even meaning to talk about today, it's not even on my list, but I do have to bring it up. I haven't talked about this powder in a long time. This is the DIOR powder. I know this was like a big deal a while back, mostly because I feel like Samantha March single-handedly put this on the map. And I was really curious about it, and my husband knew I was, and I think he got it for me for Christmas because it's a pretty pricey baby, and it was something that he knows I love powders, and I just kept looking at it. I thought it was cruelty-free, but I guess they're kind of in that more gray area of cruelty-free, so that really broke my heart. So that's kind of why I haven't really been talking about it. But this is something that I have found works just like in the pressed form as my Fenty Beauty Cashew Pro Filter powder. You guys know how much I have loved this for a long time. I have a backup of this. I bought another version this year that's the banana because I think this makes your skin look so glorious. It can fix any foundation issue you've got if you've been like trying a new foundation and maybe it's too light or maybe it's just not sitting well on your skin. This will make it better. So will this. So will the DIOR Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. I forgot how good this was, honestly. I don't want to waste. I am going to use this all up, and I have been using this a ton, I do have to say. So what I tend to do with this is use even the same brush that I've used for my Fenty Pro Filter powder, go into this, and today I was seeing, because my skin is drier, some bunching on the skin. So I literally was just using this powder as I would that Fenty, and it fixes it. It definitely smooths everything back out. It makes your skin look so much healthier. It's got this like light glow to you, but it's not shiny. It makes everything smooth and evened out, even if you have bossy pores and now drying skin like I do. It's been a winning combination for me. So definitely had to mention this today as well. But again, I hesitate to bring up these things because it's so pricey too. This one is pricey too. But I've had this for a while. Again, this was a Christmas present from Adam because he knows I'm a powder freak. I've definitely learned that going through my beauty space. I have 3 huge rows of powders, and I'm not sorry. And I've done declutters. These are just really good, and I'm using them. Sometimes a pressed powder is easier also to use than a loose powder. It just can be. I also need to do a pan video soon because I've hit fresh pan on a lot of things in my beauty space in 2022. And this is definitely one of them. When I'm definitely needing to warm up something like this foundation that maybe is just a touch too light, but I don't want to go too golden because now we're into that fall time of year where you want to have some warmth, but a little bit more natural warmth that's a little less glowy. This iconic London bronzer, it's the ultimate bronzing powder. Look at that. I've hit so much pan in this, and look how big this is. It's like the size of my head. Okay, a little smaller, but not much. It is so massive. And I've got some massive pan on it already. It's super creamy. It even applies well to the body when you have a tan line from the summer or you're trying to blend down because maybe your foundation is too much. Like, it doesn't look bad on the body. It doesn't look bad on the face. This is a bronzer I use, obviously, all the time. It's also a bronzer you can layer with because sometimes you want a little bit more luminosity, but you need something amazing as your base bronzer to warm it up. This is great. So this next thing I'm going to be talking about is something that I have been trying for months. However, it has not been as consistent as it should be. And it's just because I try to put things into like a morning routine or an evening routine when I'm trying to really incorporate something, whether that is a skincare item, whether that is a new beauty item. And with this beauty item, you need to be able to give it a consistent amount of time. I've been struggling with that. This is the INNZA hair removal device. So this is something that I have been using for quite some time, and I want to say like July, like middle of July. And you're supposed to do it consistently, and I've mostly been targeting underarms at the moment because I thought that would be the easiest thing to track. I feel like there was like a couple of weeks where I was doing it the amount of times I was supposed to, and then there's other weeks where I would do it, but it would only be like 1 or 2 sessions versus 3 or 4 in the beginning, because you're supposed to do like 3 or 4 sessions a week in the first 4 weeks, and then a little less the next week, and then a little less the next week. The way I organize my life, if you're curious, is I put down a to-do list every day. And this was in my morning to-do list where it was like morninged out the chunks of like walk the dogs in the morning, do your hair removal device in the morning. Selling a tiny house got to be a lot harder and a lot more difficult with coordinating and communicating. I think that's when this started to every now and again get off track. But I was like, okay, but I'm still doing enough that I feel like since then I should have been able to see some results. And I don't think I have. So the question is the problem me that I have been not as consistent as the device wants, but I've still been doing it pretty regularly, so shouldn't I see something by now to make me go, oh, there's been a difference since July? I'm not sure if this is a good one for me personally. Again, I kind of have to put a lot of blame on myself too. Sometimes life takes a priority over beauty regimens and things like that. But I feel like with the amount of times I've done this on a consistent basis, or even just like, maybe I couldn't do it 4 times in a week, but I did it 2 or 3. How have I not seen any really results? I don't know. So I'm kind of disappointed that I haven't seen anything to even want to keep me going, to be like, oh, let me just keep putting this in my morning routine if I've not even noticed much of anything. Have I noticed anything? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe I should try a different hair removal device. I don't know. This one was one I got from Amazon. Kind of just wanted to do an update with you because this is a video I did, I think, spring, beginning of summer, one of those areas. I'll link the video. I've also been getting some more perfumes from Dossier. I have talked about this brand before on my channel. They kind of replicate high-end perfumes, and I've heard a lot of great things about them. So I ordered 2 more just because it's kind of like that new season. Sometimes you want a fresh scent. I'm very motivated by some scents. So the ones that I got this time around are Fruity Honey. And it comes with a little card here that lets you know the top notes. It lets you know more information about the perfume itself, what it's inspired by, the concentration. And then the one that I was really, really excited for, because this scent, I was like, this has got to be a home run for me, is the Floral Marshmallow. What is it about marshmallow scents? Like this time of year, that's what my candles are. It's like marshmallow fireside. It's pumpkin vanilla fireside marshmallow mix. Like it's all of these scents. So I will say I immediately put on Floral Marshmallow, and I do think it has some floral marshmallow vibes to it, hence the name. But I immediately grabbed the card because I also was noticing some licorice like type smells. And it says the top notes are like marshmallow, neroli. It's got some musk in there. It's got some amber in there. It's got middle notes. I love when it tells you top notes, middle notes, and base notes, but I smell marshmallow just putting my nose up to it. But on my body, and body chemistry can also help change a scent, there is a little bit of licorice to it. I will say that I feel like some of their perfumes are a lot more of a mature smell. So if you like some really sweet, sweet smells that are a little bit more youthful, it may not read the same way. But if you like something that's got a little bit more, like you don't want to smell like you're a teenager, Dossier could be something worth checking out, because they keep the scents of that mindset. Like you think marshmallow, some people may be like, why would you want to smell like that? That sounds like a preteen to me, whereas that doesn't smell like that to me. That just smells like, I guess, fall. This is some of their newer scents, so I think that's why I was really intrigued to try them. Some of the reviews read that any of their floral scents smell very floral, so it just kind of depends on your vibe, what you enjoy. Some people love a good floral scent. Like this Floral Honey, I smell a little bit more honey in this than I do floral, but it also kind of like wears over time differently on everybody. So if it is something you're interested in, if you like to get some good scents, I'm gonna link them below for you because they are so much less expensive than obviously some other things out there. Like the Floral Marshmallow that I'm currently just sniffing away at is only $39, whereas it's inspired by Killen's Love and Don't Be Shy. Their retail price is $240. Is that true? Holy cow. I had no idea perfumes could cost that much because I don't spend that much on perfumes. But definitely has a little bit more of a licorice scent in this as far as my mind goes. But again, they're more mature scents. So think of what you, like if you're reading like the notes and everything, think a little bit more mature smelling than maybe even what you're anticipating. At least that's been my personal experience and my nose experience with Dossier. But definitely check them out. I will go ahead and leave them linked below. And if I have any discounts for you, I'll let you know. I've worked with them before, so let me look. I have to go get something to show you. I haven't put it on my porch yet because I've been wanting to put it in a video for you. I have been obsessed with starting to do some lifestyle things and decorate my house. And if you like some fall decor, I just have to share this with you. I saw these amazing pumpkins. I'm gonna have to like pull out my frame here. I saw these amazing pumpkins at TJ Maxx. Now, I have been comparing all of the pumpkins I have seen out there at Ross, at Marshall's, at Home Depot, at all of the stores, Kirkland's, you name it. I would Tuesday morning. And these by far were the best quality I found. Now they are kind of pricey because these were $49, but I know that these are a piece that I'm going to want to reuse every stinking fall. It is so solid, like it's kind of heavy. There's another YouTuber I follow that I have to look up her channel because I know her name is Alexandria, but I can't think of what her channel name is. Alexandria Ryan actually picked these up like the day after I saw these in the store, and I did not get them. I just kept going, $49, it's so much money. I have so many things to do in this house. I can't justify it. And then she came on my YouTube and was talking about how great they were too. And I was like, I already know, and now you're influencing me. And then I thought about it for probably a couple more days, and I just kept taking Adam back over to them, and he's like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm a dude. I don't get it. And then I was just like, I have to get these. So I did, and I love them. It's going on my front porch along with another pumpkin I'm gonna show you. See, this is the stuff I kind of missed with living in a tiny house, because yeah, you can buy more storage, but that's the opposite of the reason of moving minimalistically, is you don't want to have a bunch of stuff. But I still like to decorate and get excited for the holidays. So this is the first. And then Kirkland's also had some name pumpkins on sale, and I think they were like, I don't know if they were half off or what they were at Kirkland's, but these are also really nice. They gave me a box for it to go in. It's got nice little feet on it. It was $40, but they were like half off. And if in case you're wondering, you're like, what's the S for? It's for my married name. Nicole Fisher is my channel name. Nicole Shores is my married name. So this is going on our porch as well. I'm really excited about it. But the other sad truth is I don't have a lot of other decor yet in the house. So I feel like right now they're filling space in my living room to look all fall and festive. So once I move it outside, I'm gonna have some empty corners in my house again. And that's why I've been delaying not doing that and putting them on camera to show you guys. But I was like, I like them in the living room too. The struggle. I also have some fun jewelry pieces that I have been loving that I wanted to share with you guys. Now this first company I'm going to tell you about, it takes about a month to get it. So I was really excited for some of these jewelry pieces and was ordering them in the summer, and they came closer to the beginning of fall. So I was just kind of like, oh, where can I use this now? So I still love the pieces. I still think they're really good quality, but be mindful of when you're ordering them, how long it can take to get, because you may be in a different season. Luckily, a lot of the pieces I love are very common themes of things I would be wearing all year round, because I love some vibrant colors. And I have discount codes for you. I love when I can give you guys some discounts, especially when we're getting close to the holidays. You could buy for yourself, you could buy for your family, you could buy for your friends. I also really liked that the pieces from this company are really unique. The brand is called, and I hope I don't say it wrong, Ginger Beer? I hope I'm saying this right, because I am obsessed with their pieces. I'm gonna have you check out their website here. They've got some sexy pieces. I got one that is more of a body chain as well. I am not putting that on right now because I was thinking that would look really cute for summer. I got some hair pieces. I'm having a hard time finding a list for everything that I got. They lovingly package all of their jewelry, and I also really love how these are sent, because they come in these travel boxes for jewelry, so nothing happens to like your earrings or the body chain that I got that I thought would be really sexy with maybe like a nice top. This is one of the hair pieces. I've been wearing this jewelry for a little bit now, and a lot of you guys have been mentioning it. So I am gonna go ahead and put them in my description box down below. This is just PR, this is not sponsored, but they are giving you guys a discount, and I love that. You can get 25% off using my code Nicole25, and I've gotten a variety of things. Rings, really nice quality earrings. Some are colorful and some are just sexy. I'm loving playing with their jewelry, and so far everything has been really nice quality. Nothing is giving me any markings, breaking me out, hurting my ears. Everything is hypoallergenic too, which I really appreciate, and I know I've got some friends in the audience that do too. They're color resistant and non-tarnish as well, which I really appreciate. Definitely be sure to check them out. I will have them linked below. This next brand is something that I have really loved wearing. I have a vintage style wedding set, and it's something that I have really loved, and this brand is actually one that makes them like for Moissanite, so they're really, really affordable and they're vintage cut, which I have not seen many companies be able to do this. ReadYourHeart actually makes some gorgeous Moissanite rings that I think are stunning. This one very closely looks like my actual wedding band that I had custom made to go with my wedding band. And something that, like, when I travel and stuff, I don't necessarily like to take my real jewelry. So I have found that I can even just take this ring when I want to go out, or if I want to do something and maybe I want to leave the real rings at home, the real diamonds at home, I can take these and they look really good, and it actually is the same style. They're known for their Moissanite actual stones looking so stunning and gorgeous, and they really do. They also have some very colorful pieces, and you guys know I do love some color. So I have been loving like the 3-stone oval cut Tourmaline ring and their drop earrings. I've worn those in some videos and I just love them. I'm gonna have everything I have linked below for you, and there's a discount code. If you can get 15% off with my code Fisher15, and it's just that kind of time of year, you know, where you start maybe pulling out some nicer jewelry, or maybe you're thinking about giving to a friend or family member for the upcoming holidays even. I have loved these pieces so much that I have been wearing them quite a bit. Now, I will say, as much as I do love the ring, I do feel like it is a tad big, and I did get the size that would normally fit my middle finger, and I got this for my middle finger. So maybe just be a little mindful when you are placing your orders with sizing, but I think they are stunning and I really do love the pieces. Check out my description box because I'm gonna have everything for you linked below. Okay, so there is one more big like luxury item type thing that I have been trying, but again, I need to give this a longer amount of time to see if it's actually worth the really high retail value that this is. Are you ready for this? I don't know if you are. This really big device for your skin is the AOGNY High Frequency Facial Machine. It is an anti-aging rejuvenation body and tightening at home professional device. So this actually has 2 different heads to it. There is the smaller one here for the face and maybe some more detailed areas that you can kind of get into. And then it has a larger piece as well for bigger sections of like your face, on your body, on your thighs, maybe on your hips, wherever you want to use this. Now, I want to do very deep investigating before I tell you to buy anything like this, because this is very, 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 very pricey. This is $369. So I really want to be able to give it the full go ahead, and I have tried it a few days, and it's supposed to be helping with tightening of pores. It's supposed to be helping with youthful looking skin, firming of the skin, and like I said, that's kind of what I am focusing on right now, and I'm really excited to give this more time. So this is something I'm currently trying and investigating. I'll give you a little bit more details and links to it below if you're curious, but again, I'm gonna do some serious, like, do you need this type investigating, because that's a lot of dollars, doll hairs. That's a lot of money. Can't even get it out, it's so pricey. According to their team, they say using it just once or twice a week, the machine will help to blur any fine lines or wrinkles, tighten skin, smooth out any blemishes that you are currently experiencing for a youthful glow. So this is something that I'm gonna keep trying through the fall months as my skin is drying out, seasons are changing, and then I'm gonna let you know, is this worth your money? I have tried it a few times. It comes with a relieve and repair gel that you put on the device, so that way when you're putting it on your skin, because it heats up, this little plate here heats up, and then you work it in circular motions into your skin, in the fine crevices of your face, of maybe your body, and then you want to keep it moving because it really gets warm, and you can go on multiple levels, level 1, 2, or 3. I've been staying at the 1 or 2 level marking because I want to experiment before I go full ham on this, and it's supposed to help smooth out anything and keep you youthful and young. And honestly, I need to do some serious investigating. I've tried it a few times. I've been totally fine with what I have seen so far. I'm not seeing anything bad for my skin, which is the first thing I noticed. I'm like, am I seeing any breakouts, any extra redness that's lasting because this device does heat up? Is anything pulling in a way that it shouldn't be? And so far, things are going well, but stay tuned. Stay tuned, be subscribed, hit the bell so I can give you updates on this very pricey device in the near future. You guys, I feel like this was a lot of products to go through, but like I said, these are my current favorites and some serious fails, BoxyCharm, we're rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure, if you love my Halloween special, to let me know what type of video would you guys like to see this year. Do you want it aimed at BoxyCharm? Do you want it aimed at like old favorites, hauntings of ghost beauty rooms past? Tell me what you are wanting so I can prepare for that video very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you happen to be new to my channel, hi new friends. I really hope you do take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos like my Halloween special this month that I love doing for you guys every single year. Bye friends.